Magenta basically, after the Red Ribbon Army gets destroyed, he builds it back up under the guise of a pharmaceutical company. Figures out that Dr. Gero has a grandson named Hito. So he devises this grand plan to go adopt him into the company in order to get him to build.
Which makes sense because the original Red Ribbon Army was ran by a dude but didn't have Dr. Gero. If it wasn't for an alien invasion, they would have taken over Earth.
Hito's in jail right now for digging up corpses and making them work at convenience stores to get money.
He has a semi-warped sense of judgment.
He don't want to rob banks, but he'll rob corpses. That's morally sound. So they have to wait for him to get out. So when he gets out, they go and pick him up from jail.
He walking out and then niggas like, hey, yeah, let that bitch ass go. He threw a grenade in and killed people. Magenta pulled up in the whip. And he was like, hey, you Dr. Hito, right?
He's like, you Magenta, head of the Red Ribbon Pharmaceutical Company.
Dead off. That nigga said, hey, Magenta, go back, nigga. We need him. He said, what the fuck you do that for? He said, bro, this nigga know our profile.
So in short, they pick up Hito and Magenta is explaining to him, we know your grandfather was a great scientist. He did so much for humanity.
You know how most got like all these gadgets in their cars and shit that really don't mean shit? This nigga had a compartment for Oreos.
This nigga had a cookie sleeve.
And it refilled them. My God.
So he's waxing poetic, lying to Hito saying, so you know about Castle Corp and Boma, right? He's like, yeah, I know that company there. They have a whole dynasty of making the most legendary technology this planet has ever seen. He's like, that's a cover for alien invasion.
I've been seeing fly away from that shit for a good ass minute. He was
What
like,
do you think that is?
He's like, niggas flying out that shit daily, shit small in capsules, waterproof watches. They sponsor Mr. Satan. Christians around here.
He's like, look at this recording right here. They show Trunks eradicating Frieza in 5 seconds.
Bruh, that was 2 episodes for us.
He shows Hito that footage as evidence that Castle Corp is actually an evil company trying to invade the planet with aliens, and that Dr. Gero is actually the good guy trying to make androids to combat the alien invasion of the planet. But they agree to a partnership.
6 months later.
You see Piccolo training Pan at 3. She's
3 years
showing
old.
that much promise at 3.
I love like Pan and Piccolo's relationship.
Way better than Piccolo and Gohan. After his training with Pan, as he's meditating, minding his own fucking business, out of nowhere a blast comes at him.
He shot a bullet that had a Mario bullet face on that bitch. That shit's hard as
You can tell how like childlike Hito is in his creations. Piccolo's like, who the fuck are you? That's for me to know. Ching poses. He's like, Red Ribbon Army logo? I thought they were got rid of a long time ago. It's like, how did you know? It's on your clothes. Well, now you know too much. Now I gotta kill you, bitch. And they start fighting. Piccolo hits him a couple times. He charges back in, punches the fuck out of Piccolo, and you see a sound effect. And that shit distracts Piccolo so much. He gets skidded down the mountain. He's like, why am I seeing sound? He beat a concussion into that. He saw them shit. And they still going at it a little more, and it gets to the point Piccolo has to go to the handy dandy Vegeta move. Key spamming.
well shit, nah, he needed some time. He needed to get some space. He was getting his ass whipped.
Gamma 2 flies up, shoots another blast at Piccolo, which causes a dust cloud. In his mind, he's like, well, that nigga's dead. Flies off. You see Piccolo in the air like, yeah, I gotta follow this. I don't know where he came from, but this gonna be a problem.
His reconnaissance skills was top notch. Instead of just flying up in the air, this got at traffic level, putting niggas' lives in harm's way. They end up going to the base, and then Gamma pulls up and then found a nigga on the side, chop this, put on the outfit. Listen to me, Otacon.
They're infiltrating the Red Ribbon Army base.
Got in the formation. You know the whole thing in Metal Gear Solid when it's the one nigga always got bad guts. That was Piccolo the whole time. He was like, bro, you looking green? He said,
You know it's so
bad
crazy?
food.
In typical supervillain fashion, explaining the entire plan while Piccolo is there, conveniently.
That's when Hito and Magenta was talking about the plans, but they was arguing about shit, and he was just like, well shit, when is Cell Max gonna be ready? Cell Max?
I gotta get the f out of here and tell somebody.
I ain't gonna glaze over the way that Piccolo hold phones.
Yeah, he calls Bulma and is like, please tell me Goku and Vegeta are here. No, we ain't seen them in a month. Please tell me there's a way for you to get in contact with them. I can try? Piccolo goes up to meet with Dende because he wants to see if he can unlock his potential the way that Guru does. And Dende is like, unfortunately, I am still an adolescent. That requires you to be as old as Guru as was, and he's dead now.
What the f we gonna do now? He's like, bro, let's use the Dragon Balls. All I gotta do is adjust them shits because last time I adjusted, 1 wishes went to 3.
Stands a reason that I can do it again.
He's like, all right, I gotta show you something. This nigga pulled up with Shenron in a globe with some hypnotic on the side. If you pour it on here, it might turn up a little bit, you don't know what happened if you mix it with Hennessy. This nigga turned to Purunga last time. They ended up calling Bulma because apparently
Ever since the Frieza incident with Broly, she just keeps collecting the Dragon Balls and hoarding them.
pulled up, used that shit, the first wish, to be able to unlock his potential. Shenron did say, unlocking your potential plus a little more. Momo was just like, hey, give me my ass back, and then 5mm on the eyelashes. Pronto,
Piccolo was
Shenron.
like, I don't need the other 2 wishes, I'm good. But yeah, he does that and then goes back to infiltrate the Red Ribbon army base. And when he gets there, they're having a discussion about, nah, so what we can do is go and get Goku's son Gohan, but how are we gonna get him here? It's like, well, he got a daughter.
Piccolo like, oh, these niggas tripping. All right, 15. You and somebody else. He said, wait a minute, sir. Let
like,
me.
hold on.
He's I live right around the street.
They send them to go get Pan.
And then the pulled up on Pan. He was like, hey, little girl, your mom's not here. She punched this nigga hard as in the stomach and said, I don't know him. I was just like, that is a valid crash out, young lady. Then you see Piccolo run up, Pan, what's the problem? Hey, Piccolo, did you know it was me? I was like, why did your voice change when you took off the helmet? And I love how straightforward he is with her. He was like, hey, some made some androids and trying to kill your daddy. So we gonna have to get this pissed off, because when your daddy pissed off, that's a whole new nigga. Daddy's a new nigga? Don't use that word. He getting to there and they flying off, drunk as
This nigga hit a whole billboard.
he was just like, did I get a contact high on that Patron?
And I like how when they take Pan to the Red Ribbon Army base, they throw her on the sofa. They start recording her. She goes into acting mode immediately, grabs a teddy bear. Daddy, help me. These men are scary. As soon as the camera go off, she goes into, ooh, cookie.
He was like, all right, so how we gonna get this nigga Gohan here?
15 and 94. Go ahead back to Gohan's house to show him that video.
Bing bong, bing bong. He's not gonna hear. We have to go to the back. Went to the back, and then Gohan opened up the window. He said, yo, can I help you? Pulled out the gun on a scientist.
I'm gonna need you to come with me right the now.
This nigga plucked that bitch. Sent that bitch to the woods.
He's like, I need y'all to get out of here before I call Krillin.
Said, hey, close this window. We're gonna beat your daughter. What the that come from? Showed him the video. He said, that's my child? He's like, up the house's foundation. Dumb as shit, dog. So stupid. Dumb as shit. This nigga Piccolo like, Gohan's back. Gohan complied, got into the motherfucking vehicle, and then they went towards the Red Ribbon Army. Gohan look over there, see his daughter Pan.
He didn't even give them the courtesy of landing. The ship exploded.
He flew down through the ship.
It was raining. When he landed, it reverse rained. So when he landed, he seen Pan, went to go dash in, and that's when Gamma 2 stopped him, knocked him back down. Hito told Gamma 1 to go run in, so they started fighting.
If I'm being at one point, it looked like it was decent, but then Gamma 1, ugh.
This nigga adaptability, even
Piccolo picked that up
picked it
immediately. He was just like, bro, he's adapting as they're fighting.
Gohan goes Super Saiyan, and at first he gets a couple hits off, and Gamma's like, enemy has been analyzed, and starts washing this, skirting him off the side of a cliff.
She was just like, is this a good fight? Gohan about to get draws.
We got to come up with something because he's getting destroyed right now. Piccolo was like, hey Pan, you want to keep playing pretend?
When he Broly'd that nigga at one point though, punched him, kicked him, grabbed him by the face and just held him in the air. I was like, Jesus Christ, Gohan, bro, you taller than him. How is he holding you up in the
Getting
air?
held up by a nigga shorter than you is crazy.
Wild.
Work.
You had to bend your legs so it don't touch the ground. I didn't know what you hear in the background. Yeah! Piccolo had his hand holding her feet and act like he was holding her up.
Gohan charges up to Mystic, and he charges up so hard, he stops the rain and then starts washing Gamma 1.
Gamma 1 was just like, yeah, I gotta beat you. You part of this secret organization, evil organization. He said, huh? And right when this Gohan was getting the best of 1, 2 was about to come help. And then Piccolo was like, I'm about to dog this nigga. I was like, yeah, Piccolo. Gohan said, Piccolo? He said, you just knew this?
Pan recognized me immediately.
Who the fuck is Pan? What? Oh, your daughter, nigga. Please don't tell me like father, like son.
Oh yeah, I got one of those. So Piccolo starts fighting with Gamma 2, and even in his new form, is still having trouble because he is whipping Piccolo's ass so bad that Piccolo has to start talk no jutsu in him.
He said, you know, I'm enjoying this fight, but I really want to whoop your ass, even though I think you cool as a bitch and your J's is fresh. Ain't I clean? Hey, bro, shut the fuck up, bro. Hell no, nigga, we getting the ones.
Knocks his down to the bottom of a cliff so hard that Piccolo has flashbacks about what Shenron said.
It was Shenron's in like Solid Snake's voice. and a little more.
And Piccolo finally got to feel what it felt like when he was punching Super Android 13 and he wasn't moving at all. Piccolo finally got that experience from the other side because Gamma 2 started punching at this waistline and he didn't flinch, didn't move.
One hit this nigga. Wow!
Magenta and Carmine like, this ain't going the way we wanted it to. Let's go get Cell Max. Runs off and Pan breaks her little cuffs and tries to go after them. And this nigga Carmine opens fire on a 3-year-old. Gamma 2 gets up and sees that as well and stops Carmine from shooting at a 3-year-old. And that's when he was like, these are the bad guys. Magenta goes running down to the lab and Hito goes follows him down there.
He was pressing every fucking button on there.
Until he sees something pop up that said boot. Hito goes down there to try to stop him. Opens fire on Hito.
Bah! And for good measure. Bah! Bah! And then right when he was about to go, he was pressing that shit, getting this shit ready. Hito got right back up. He said, how the f are you up? Funny thing is, my body is surrounded by bungee gum. Bungee gum has the material of gum, and I was shut the f up.
Magenta's like, what you don't realize, pulls a coat rack to him, takes off his blazer and is like, I have body enhancements as well. But I can compete with you now. He's like, oh, you can, huh?
And he said, Hachimaru, light his ass up. Turned his computerized body into a rotary phone. This nigga sitting over just doing the running man, fighting the coat hanger. I'm like, bruh, this wildin'.
And still has just enough sense before his dying breath activate Cell Max.
This nigga Hito was trying to do everything. Control alt delete, control alt delete, control alt delete. He's like, that didn't work the first time. You see Boma pull up with 18 Krillin, Trunks, and Goten.
She's like, I brought the other strongest people on the planet.
But this Cell Max showed up out that bitch.
This nigga powered up so hard, it destroyed almost the entire complex. And just the power up alone. Tantra 18 starts sweating.
She's like, nigga, is that Cell?
They all go rush in at Cell Max and he is swatting these away like flies.
They was actually doing decent when they all were there.
One of the Gammas mentions that Hito built a failsafe in Cell's head that if that gets damaged enough, it can completely destroy him. But the drawback is that Cell will explode on contact. So you have to be careful about it. So as they're all fighting him, Piccolo is like, comes in right behind them, shoots him right in the top of the head, and they was like, oh yeah, Piccolo did it.
You think something happened. Hell
that nigga
no.
just starts shooting beams through every pore in his body. Shit up so bad, Pan learns to fly.
Pan was about to get sent to another dimension at 3.
Trunks and Goten fail horribly at fusing because they haven't done it since the Buu Saga. When they go to charge in, Cell just swats them away, and everybody on the battlefield swats them niggas away just enough so that they land right on top of Cell Max's head and cracks his skull. And that's when Gamma 2 is like, I need y'all to distract him just enough so that I can come crash down on top of him. Charges up with everything he has left in him, comes charging down while everybody else is distracting him. But Cell notices just in time to put an arm up in the way and block the attack from hitting his actual head.
That's crazy to block an attack the way that he did. Ends up breaking the arm, petrifying a lot of piece of his body.
After 2 went down, Cell Max goes to step on him, and Piccolo flies in and catches his foot to try to stop it. And then Krillin flies down to Piccolo and is like, get big.
What do you mean by that?
Remember what you did to Goku in the World Martial Arts Tournament? Damn, I forgot I had that shit, dog. You right. Gets big. He's beating Piccolo's ass too.
He beat Piccolo ass so bad that Piccolo had bruises. You made orange bruise. But yeah, honestly, if I was Piccolo, I'm sorry. I understand what we was trying to do. There ain't no way I'd have stayed that big target.
No, not at all. Honestly, because he was trying to be a distraction, because he does like laser beam like a cliff to knock Cell Max down to the bottom of a cliff to give him long enough to come up with a plan with everybody. So he tells everybody like, hey, Gohan, take this sensu bean. Everybody, we need to distract Cell Max long enough for Gohan to power up all the way so he can do whatever the move you're gonna do. Attempts to do that and gets the worst mauling I've ever seen.
Piccolo has gotten bad ones. This was up there. This was bad because every punch was breaking bones. I kept hearing it. Piccolo got his ass.
Music in the background as Piccolo is getting demolished. Like he's beat Piccolo's ass so bad. Like you see like a little smoke cloud pop up and Piccolo's flying up out of the top of it.
When he threw him up in the air, started shooting at me. He's like, Piccolo, talk! Can you hear me, Piccolo? Piccolo! This nigga seen all that in his head. Remembered when Piccolo got killed by Nappa, that shit replayed in his head. Snap immediately. That charge up was crazy.
Yes.
Soon as Gohan went Beast Gohan, if you watch Hajime no Ippo, you know that Cell Max threw a sendo uppercut. Hit Gohan thinking that shit was sweet. He said, nigga, is that it?
Gohan casually just pushed his arm back and then clocked the thought of him. And that's when Cell Max was like, all right, bro, I got something for you. Made a beam the size of the moon. He sat there and watched Cell power up the largest beam Earth had ever seen and just smirked at it.
Do you realize that Gohan was getting to that cocky level? When you see Piccolo grab him and he was like, Gohan, he's like, ugh. This was so scared, he used his roach wings to start flying. You didn't need that. You flew regularly a little second ago. Cell shot that beam, beautiful. His special beam cannon looked like the Ghostbuster beam. Shot through that shit, shattered it, went straight through his head. It's just like, yeah, we won. That nigga about to blow up. They were like, what? Took off running.
That explosion completely cleared what was left of the Red Ribbon Army's facility.